Welcome to the Kinky podcast, where we give you your weekly dosage of nasty, freaky, kinky conversation and relationships too. Here's our host. It's your girl Chase, the C Hayes, how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth. I'd be mad if you gave this slaughterhouse of a dick to another bitch. Yes, I would be very upset.
Y'all, it's your girl Royal, no tagline necessary, just recognize she's a queen. You see the headline. When I say it was a wet spot, I mean it was a wet spot. Like, it was like all encompassing the entire bed or whatever, almost.
Hey, your boy Hubdusa, as they say, giving it to you from the front and the back. Nobody asked you what you like or what you feel works better. I said what works for me.
It's time to start the show. Let's get kinky.
Wagwan
popcorn. Hi guys. Wow, Royal looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you so much. Look, I'm trying to be like you.
Wow, you know,
I'm trying to be like you. Every Sunday, she be bringing it, and I mean, I'm just trying to catch up.
That's doing it. This how big dog doing it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the podcast where you get your weekly dose of freaky, nasty, kinky deliciousness. It's your girl Shades. I see Hazel, no matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
It's your boy Hubdusa here, giving it to you from the front and the back.
I just got pissed off because my friend didn't know what CST stood for when it came to time, but that's besides the point.
CST? Okay, sure. We'll give it to you.
It's all right.
CST. Because I sent the thing out and I was like, hey guys, come watch. And it was like, 8:30 p.m. EST, 7:30 CST. And they're like, what time is that? And I'm like, 7:30 your time. They're like, what's CST? And I'm like,
Central Standard
Time.
The eye twitch.
Right.
Like I'm about to fuck somebody up.
We are yet praying for them.
We are all grown. We were the generation that were taught on the analog clock. So you gonna tell me you don't know what CST means?
We are yet praying for them. Okay. Praying for them. Right. Sending them on the prayer list.
Assalamu alaikum.
on the stick
Yes.
Two different religions.
Exactly.
You don't even care. Just pray. Just keep them on the sick and shut in list.
That's how you know you raised in the church. Put somebody on the sick and shut in list.
So how was you guys' week thus far?
Shitty.
My week has been
shitty.
Yeah.
But I'm here though.
And that's what's important.
And that's the important part.
And that's the important
part is that we here.
The Lord blessed me to be here for another day.
That's
Amen.
And yeah, mine was all right. It wasn't not too peculiar.
Thank you, Jamaica. She understands, covering all the bases. I don't know what he's about.
Yeah. But wasn't too peculiar.
Don't be encouraging him, Jamaica.
Well, she's going to. Just like the audience is going to encourage me.
Nothing too
like
crazy. I want to make sure my audio is good. Okay, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, week was good. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just straight except for work and whatever. And then, I got a phone call that my husband was in a car accident, and then that threw my entire day. So, yeah, there was that.
Not your baby. Not your baby.
On the plus side, though, speaking of babies, both of my 16-year-olds have jobs. So, there's that.
They both started working this week.
Yes.
Oh,
well, I can't be happy.
Not the dance. Not the dance. Not the dance.
The happy dance.
Yes.
Not the
You know what that means? That means they're going to be a little bit less in my pocket.
I was about to say, not out of completely. Ain't no way.
Just a little less. Just a little bit. Just a little less. Mm-hmm. But here's what you call it? Do they still have to have papers to work?
Not the 16-year-olds, I don't think, because they haven't asked for permits.
If you're under 16, you have to have their papers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, brothers. I'm okay. I can't say the same for my car, or my saveness after the accident happened.
But listen, your car and my car are twinsies now.
Mine's a lot worse.
Yours is not a lot worse.
Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
Yes. Yours is a line. Mine is a whole tire going down the side.
I understand, but I have a whole ass dent on the side of my car. You don't have a dent.
Yes, I do.
You got a dent? Okay, so we twinsies for real. And no, before y'all ask, that was not my accident. My 16-year-old got into an accident in my car while she was learning how to drive. So
They hit me. They hit me with a. They didn't hit me with the truck. They hit me with the trailer that they were carrying or pulling with the damn truck.
and then tried to say it was his fault.
So please, y'all, if you out here taking trailers, please know how the hell to drive.
I'm sorry, your 16-year-old was learning how to do something and got in an accident?
So she was in the car with her producer. Now, I just want y'all to keep in mind, she ain't never been in no accident with me, okay? But she was in the car with her producer, and I guess he was trying to show her how to pass to get into the turning lane to get to
We'll talk later in Aftercare Bright Eyes.
Yeah, to get to our street. And she, I guess, didn't give enough space between her lane and the car next to her. So she ended up sideswiping them and fucked my car. Like my car was in worse shape than the other person's car. Like all it did for the other person was like knock their side view mirror off, the casing for their side view mirror. But
and the mirror too. The mirror was gone too.
Oh, the mirror was gone?
Yeah, the mirror.
Okay, but still, I had a whole dent. Had a whole dent and scratches on my passenger side, but everybody was okay. I told her I wasn't really worried about the car. I just wanted to make sure she was all right. So that was it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Not the face.
Wait, she was taking a right or left?
No, she was trying to go around the car so we can make a left turn. So what happened was, as she started going, the car didn't keep on going. They stopped. So when they stopped, she tried to cut in. And
so if she was more experienced, she would have been able to.
Right. And this was like when one of her first learning experiences.
Yeah. So if she had more experience, she would have been able to jiggle her way out.
Let's just say we got 15 people watching. I appreciate all y'all coming in here.
Whoa. Okay. That's what's up.
You was on live. You did right.
All right, I ain't saying something about you being on live. I said something about you being on live at 8:27. It's a difference.
Simping ain't easy. Okay. Okay. I be putting my body on display for y'all. Y'all just
put my body on display. Listen.
I be on there winding my ass just to try to do
it. She and the little Sean Paul out there whining the girl.
Listen, I was a whole pimp for a Royal. Y'all play when you want to. I forgot. Well, how many followers did you have before you got to 1,000?
I was close. I had like 600 or 700 or something like that. And then she started pimping. No, because when you started pimping me out, I was like right underneath 1,000. And then she pimped me out and I gained like 300 followers in like a day.
Yeah. Yeah. I was pimping her out.
Okay. She was. She really was.
All right. Just so she doesn't go live. She doesn't even use the 1,000.
I don't even use
okay. She don't even
use my account right now.
And now you don't even need 1,000 followers to go live. Which is
serious?
But yeah, like you can go live but you just can't turn your camera on.
Yeah. So
what's the point?
If you can't turn your camera on, so people can listen to your voice, I guess. I don't know shit. That don't make no fucking sense. Like, why would you? Why am I going live?
Listen, like, and
what's up, Dream?
Like maybe
aka the content
filler. Like I think like a year or something ago, they were allowing other countries to go live, like so other people to go live, and like they were on their cameras and stuff like that. But that's different countries. If your VPN is located in a different country, underneath 1,000, yeah, you can go live with your camera. But if it's set in America, then there's certain rules and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
So what you saying? People gotta cheat to be able to do it. All right, gotcha.
Hey, we all gotta cheat the system somewhere now, brother. Okay, that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dream, because he be overworking himself.
Tuesday
he posted on Titty Tuesday and Wagon
Wednesday.
Wagon Wednesday was
not the okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's because he almost lost his job. Almost got
blocked. And now he's going above and beyond.
Okay, almost got understood because he had skipped. That was his third time skipping. I was like, "This is it. You got one more chance, or your citizenship is revoked."
Listen, here's the question: If he is not our resident purveyor of titties on Tuesday, who we gonna get? Because it's always like it's never the same picture. It's at least 30 pictures every drop. I'm just saying.
I don't want to know what Dream does in his spare time to have 45 pictures of different women week in, week out, and different videos. I don't want to know what
You
he
don't want to
does
know his Twitter feed. That's what you're
I
trying
don't
to
want to
say.
know what his Twitter feed look like. I don't want to know his search engine in history. I don't want to know what his cookies look like. Oreos, butternut crunch, or fingerlings. I don't want to know none of them. Okay. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. Anyways, Hodusa, were you able to pull up that toy that I had sent in the Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, like he all excited about
yeah,
this.
listen. So I had put 2 toys, okay, in the in the Discord. So I haven't put it in our Discord, but I will be putting it also there too. I just wanted to show it to you guys.
Now, which one you want me to do first?
Okay, you could do the sock and bopper first.
Sock and bopper.
I know she talking.
I know that's not the name.
It's not. So I saw this because if you guys know Anthony on TikTok, I speak 1906.
Fuck that motherfucker, yeah. Fuck that motherfucker. There you go.
Yeah. He vouched for that one. He vouched for that one. He said that one did one damage. Now look at all that. Look at all that twirling and stuff. Okay. Now this one intrigued me.
That shit look like dish soap. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It does. But this one intrigued me just for the mere fact of it looks like if you're for a bigger or a longer person, that you probably could get at least a good 3 inches of you in there, like a good head, whatever. But if you're like a more thicker person, which I know a lot of men who are more girthy, they find it very hard to find any type of sex toys just because they can end up breaking them, or they have like the flesh inside of it, but there's that rigid hard plastic around it that kind of like doesn't give you the most like ease and access. It kind of gives you resistance around it. So I was thinking this doesn't have any hard plastic around it. This is like just you going inside of it and doing it as you may. So I feel like that might be good if you're on the thicker side, more than if like you're longer or whatever may have you. So that one I was like, God damn, I kind of want to become a nigga.
It don't look like silicone. Like it looks like because silicone it's not always that flimsy to me. So what type of material is that?
I don't know. So their TikTok name, I think it shows it's like Intake, INTAKE. They have a good enough followers, and then I was looking at some other toys when I was on the phone with Royal, and I found this one, and I was like,
yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Like a really good purchase.
I would like to try this one. I'm not even gonna lie.
Clitoral stimulation.
All right, let's put that one out there too.
Yeah. So it's a magic show, guys. As you can see, okay, boom, white gloves. All right. Now coming out the hat is a wand, not a wabbit, but muted. But you can see, right? It cuts, right, like a magic trick, right? But watch when he pulls it together and pulls it out. Now we all know the damage that a wand can do, but watch when homie takes it apart. Now y'all know the vibration of what a wand can do. Imagine that tongue on you. Look at it going in a circular. The oscillation. Oh my! And then tuck it back away.
I'm just saying. Could you imagine in the combo though? Could you imagine the combo?
I don't even know if it could be like the.
I'm just saying, like you.
Oh my god, that was a big sausage.
Wait, what was that?
That was a big sausage. Why is the sausage being dunked in cheese like that? Like, what is that? But yeah, so there's.
Right, I said she got the credit card. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna put the links in the Discord, obviously underneath the Kinky links. But yeah, I just was like, wait a minute. That tongue though, but I don't know because it's like the vibrator. Obviously, like it's a wand. We all know how famous the wands are, right? But I'm thinking about if a big head like that is just sitting on something little. Imagine like the tip of take. What man? What woman? What object? He, she, who, there, why? Why are you here? I got mine. My here, bedroom floor, second floor. What you want? Like, ugh, I don't know. Would y'all use it in the bedroom?
So that's what I was going to say. So I'm a fan of the wand. I think the wand is awesome. But I also, for me, I'm not like a big vibrational person, so it has to be like on the lowest level of intensity for me.
Yeah, if it get too much for her and it's sensory overload. And
Yes. I mean, and then it's like if it's sensory overload, then I'm squirting, and then it's not. Anyway,
I don't have a problem with that, but
Anyway, so I think honestly, I would be more so upset if I am almost there with the vibration and then you stop and then switch it around. I don't know. I would have to see. I would have to see what that's like.
I see. I see. I see.
Because then if I get close and then you switch up because when they switch it up, when it's like it's right there, just keep it right there, and I'm focused and I'm about to come, and it's just like you switch it up at the last second.
Mm-hmm.
And it pisses me off. It pisses me off. You don't do it often, Abducer. So we good. We here. But when it does happen, I'd be like,
now I got a question right quick. We got 8 people on Facebook. Who's on Facebook watching? Y'all ain't saying no comments. Y'all just watching.
oh shit, there's people on Facebook. Wait a minute, my family follows you.
Nasty.
Hold up. Hold up.
Nasty.
Nasty. Wait a damn minute.
Nasty. Again, the D down on the tongue. Like, so here's my thing about like we were saying with the vibrationals and stuff like that. Like, I get what you're saying because, like I told you guys, like was it last week or the week beforehand? I had to put her on timeout. It was getting a little desensitized out here.
Doing a lot of work out there.
Doing a lot of workouts. But I will say that same thing. If it's too much at the same time, it can create like a dysfunctional body motor. I don't know what can happen. It just starts clunking out. I don't know. It's just confused. It's confused. It's too much going on at the same time. It's like when you working out and like everything's going smooth, and then you hit that point of workout, like, am I dying or is this okay? Like, you don't know what you doing is right or wrong, but you got to stop for a second and breathe. Because you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's pretty much like that. But I would definitely love like to try it out. Now I do have one that has a tongue attached to it, and it's like the rose.
Section-y one?
It's not the rose. It's the pink. One. It's a pink one that kind of develops out and it has like a little tongue or whatever. And it's cool. It does have like different speeds, oscillations, and stuff like that. But it does it for me, but I have to start actually using that more for my body to get used to that, because I think when you're just used to like 1, 2, 3 and you're done, or to a quick little, your body kind of almost gets used to that stimulation. So anytime anybody else does anything to you, it's like it's not getting that stimulation that it's used to. So it makes it harder to have like any climax, or your body might get too sensitive to it because it's actual skin to skin, or there's some actual touch happening instead of just some machine battery operated shit going on down there. But I would.
You are dealing with nerve endings, so they're gonna respond.
Yes, definitely. I think people need to realize a muscle and a nerve ending. So you have to be careful with what you do. You can overtrain it, you can overdo it, and then kind of knock yourself out. So sometimes that's why some dudes, when they be fucking, and if they masturbate a lot, they ain't coming that much. You like, dang, you lasted too long. He ain't lasted too much. He just has beat his dick.
He don't feel it.
He just don't feel it. He needs
it's not that he don't feel it. It's just his body's used to that sensation.
Yeah, that's why when a lot of dudes be doing that like half in you thing and they just be jerking or whatever to get that like motion, I'm like,
oh, he don't do that.
Why are you beating right now? Relax.
He don't do that. He don't do that, right?
Well, this is not the only man in the world. I just wanna let you know. Only man for
but
you.
She's talking to the man that she be, having relationships with.
No, that's an old person that used to do that. But I'm just saying that sometimes that can happen when you have a person who has like a high libido, whatever, and they need sex all the time, and then they don't have it. You end up beating off a little bit too much. So then you fucking, and like it feels good, but it feels so good that you start getting a little too sensitive for it. Like it's like us. It's like we get too sensitive for it. We go, like we can't do it no more. And then for a dude, unfortunately, it turns into him going soft. It's not he's going soft because he's erectile dysfunctional. It's because he's too sensitive. Like he's like it's like an overload of shit going on because he beats too much. So
yeah, I don't know. I feel like honestly, so if you masturbate a lot, I feel like it's gonna cause some type of detrimental effect on both ends. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. So I think for women it depends, because if you're using your hand, I haven't really noticed like too much like when I'm using my hand, I haven't noticed like anything being off. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'm hypersensitive or that I'm not sensitive enough or whatever the case may be. Is when I start to use a toy that I start to find that I have the problem.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference?
I have not touched myself with a hand in
She don't beatbox.
in a very long time. I'm very quick with about mine. I'm because mine's is really like one, I'm either bored or I'm just trying to go to sleep. It's very rare.
That trying to go to sleep one.
It's that going to sleep one. So it's very rare that I actually to do so. It is embarrassing to have. Is it embarrassing to have to do some self-stroke in the middle? No, I like it, to be honest with you. Like low key, it did do something for me, because it's like for you to pull on whatever, and this is like you jerking yourself off to like get yourself going again, but you just looking at me, and then that's doing enough for you. I'm like, yeah, look at me, touch yourself, right? Like it's like that does do something for me. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I touched myself with a hand, because it's just. I remember back in them days, you know, when you didn't have the money to buy no toys, you couldn't do, because everything was like always out in the open. Nothing was secretly packaged. And, you know, my wrist was breaking, you know. That's why when I was younger, I never really did it that much, because it took too much work to do it, if that makes sense. Now that I'm ready to, I can go. Why?
She's like, she's not a peasant.
Yeah. Like sometimes I've woken up to go to the bathroom and I'm like, what is this lump? I still got my toy in my panties. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it just be feeling so good to be going to sleep.
I have my old ass falling asleep with that joint right in the bed next to me, and I don't think he knew. Like, cause
I've known.
I'll wake up, cause this nigga. Listen, okay. I love my husband, but he be downstairs, and I be like, all right, I'm not trying to interrupt his me time, let him do his thing, and then I do my thing upstairs, and he be getting mad at me. Like, does that seem fair? I'm just saying.
Anyway. I think it's fair. I don't see no problem. I mean, I guess it's one of those things that then it kind of dives into which could definitely be another podcast topic. Would you get mad if your partner has sexy time without you? You know,
it's not the problem of her having sexy time. She'll whole ass tell me.
It used to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She whole off tell me, I miss it. I want it. And then she'll go do it herself. I'm like, why don't you just tell me? I'm right here. I ain't doing shit else. I'm just chilling watching TV in the basement, because every time I try to watch it in the living room, it's like, you got a whole TV downstairs. Go watch your TV downstairs.
That's because you be watching them bullshit as reality TV shows. That's the only reason why I kick you out the family room. Anyway.
But sometimes just like, you know, like I know like some dudes, Lush 3 will put you straight to sleep. I seen the Lush 3. I got the Lush. I have Dulce, and I think it's called Lush 3.
I have Lush 2.
Hold on. I have Dulce. That's just like the internal one. And then I think the Lush 3 one might be the one that has the clitoral stimulation and vaginal stimulation. Hold on.
Yeah, that's not. I only have the internal one, so I think I have it's either the first one or the second one. I don't know which one it is.
Hold on, let me see.
On
the fucking thing. I have Lush 3. I do have Lush 3.
I do not.
Yeah, Lush 3 is the clitoral and vaginal stimulation one. That one goes stupid. That I will say, I think I would have to have somebody else put that in me. Because
have you ever seen the girls who use them both at the same time, like it's in there while they're having sex? Have you ever seen it?
I feel like those people want to go to the hospital.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
I feel like those people that want to go to the hospital.
ER
here's the thing, like with the Lush, it's only because it's the insertion, right? So it looks like this, right?
Yes.
Right? So it has that
like a little swoop.
This is for the clit. This is for the internal, right? Here's the thing, my clit big. So these little clit bitches, okay? Yeah, that's cute and all for it to go on, but my shit big, okay? My shit's like it don't look like no dick or nothing. But it's there. So all them niggas who could never eat me out properly, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is big. So
That was just
it
a
don't
lack of skill.
stay where it need to be staying. And then also because it's like, it's not like, you know how like those ones that have like a nice flexy bend to it. This is a little, you gotta put some work to bend it. So once it's inside you, you trying to fix it, it feels like you at the gynecologist. And that is not a good feeling. Okay. So you want to make sure you have it situated before it's a whole
start.
Anyway, the point is that I don't know how them bitches be doing it. Because in my mind, people forget that they have a cervix. And I feel like people forget that just because you're not pregnant or just because you're not in process of pushing a baby out doesn't mean your hole to your cervix is closed. It's still very much open. Anything and everything can go up in that bitch if you push it. Okay. Why would you put a toy in you and have a nigga fuck you at the same time as if that shit couldn't possibly get stuck, even if it's just a tip in your cervix?
No, indeed.
That's stupid.
No,
I think it can actually go through your cervix, honestly, if he wanted to be honest. If he was long enough, he could go through your cervix. That's why I never understood. That's why I never understood like that process. Now, I don't know if they have a U-shape toy that goes around the dick and then that they can, and it's thin enough that it can go in on him, and then while he's fucking you, it can do that. I don't know if maybe that exists.
I don't know. But all I know is, so I don't know. It put me in the same mind as like fisting and stuff like that. It's difficult for me to take 2 fingers sometimes. You understand what I'm saying?
I can't do more than 2.
I can't do more than 2.
I can't do
more than 2. 1 gets me there every single time. 2 is if I'm trying to feel like extra full. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is going to send me to the hospital. Rips, tears, all that bullshit.
But it feels like a Q-tip to me. Uncomfortable. Like something else got to be in there to like.
You said 1 is like a Q-tip?
Yeah, like it feels like something by itself.
What you got to do is get you a man with
you know what I'm saying?
paws.
Like it feels like it's something that's in there that's not supposed to be.
You understand what I'm saying? You see that hand right there? Do you see that hand right there? I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying it just feels like something's there that just ain't supposed to be. But here, cushion, something to grab onto. You know what I'm saying?
So there for me feels like a whole dick, like it does, and it's like I'm good with 1. Like 1, I am absolutely perfect. You know where the spot is. You know what I'm saying. You know how to get me there. But 2 is bordering on a lot for me sometimes.
No, I want you to use 2 when your dick get tired and your hips get tired. Put them 2 up in there. Look, get that wrist to working. Get that carpal tunnel going. Okay, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I work through all pain.
You know what I'm saying.
He does. I just want you to it irritates me so bad. Do not be on top of me having a whole back spasm. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just want you to hit that. And then I was like, stuff in my face. Jeez. I'm raining on myself. Sweeping the clouds over there.
You are not about to pervert Sesame Street. We're not doing that. No.
Ask the guy how he holds his bowling ball. 2 fingers. There you go. If you want to get a little fancy, it's 2 fingers and a thumb.
I like a good Spider-Man jug. You know?
What time is this show over?
Oh my gosh. This is why I hate doing a show with these people, man. They got plans afterwards already. Listen, when she was doing her makeup, he was like, "Oh, you're just sitting there talking about makeup. I don't even care about makeup." I said, "You know when you're gonna care about that makeup? When it's on them bedroom sheets."
Nah, she takes it off first.
What? I take it off first? I don't take it off first. No, I don't. I have a very good setting spray.
You have a white t-shirt. All you're gonna see is eyelash print, eyebrows, and forehead on his t-shirt at the bottom. I don't need to say more.
That is how I eliminate guys quickly. That is ingenious, ma'am. That is ingenious. I'm sorry.
That's how she what?
Eliminates guys quickly.
If they don't do that, if they don't Spider-Man her?
No. Ask them how they hold the ball.
Bragging about having it out. Dream, we not bragging, okay? We not. I'm just saying. I gotta get up early in the morning. I'm trying to be put to sleep. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Oh my god.
I'll be like that.
Anyways, let's get into our first topic.
I've been here for 5 years.
Losing the guidance of our older generations.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. Unless you want to do something else. You know what? Let's
But then we
let's
doesn't
do,
like
oh yeah, let's
women.
keep it sexy because we can always do that later on. Can you be too sexual? Okay. Now, when you're dealing with a nigga like me, when you're dealing with a real nigga like me,
You dealing with a
okay,
nigga
A
like
real
me.
nigga like
What
me.
you going in?
it can be borderline. You might call the cops on me. You know what I'm saying? It can be very much borderline that, as in, if I like you and I want you,
We can
it
do this
becomes
either way
very
in the hallway. The choice is
yeah,
yours.
it becomes very infatuatingly like stalkerish, but like and creepy, but not like a okay, bitch, but in the like, oh shit, you talk like that? Tell me some more type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I make anything and everything a sexual joke. I'll make anything and everything a sexual prowler. I will say the most wildest shit, and you'd be like, I wasn't even in that headspace. Well, now you are. So what's up? Okay.
Not, but now you are.
Okay. Okay. That is just who I am. Now, for some people, that might be too much. And they're like, is this all you talk about? Is this all you do? Is this all you got? Blah, blah, blah. But for the people who have gotten a chance to talk to me and I've gotten a chance to talk to them, they realize that that's not really me all the time. It's just like my little pauses in between. You know how there's commas, there's periods. I'm just like sex. That's my break in between conversation. You know, that's just how it goes for me. So it's not how I talk about it all the time. It's just one of those mere facts that I'm a very sexual prowess person. Therefore, I like talking about sex all the time. And if I really like you and I really find you attractive, in my mind, all day we have been screwing all day.
Not all
I've been thinking
day.
about every position, even the positions I can't get into myself. I've been thinking about it all day for no reason. It's just been there. I've been in meetings. Secretly, you've been fucking me in the back of the head. I've been outside watering the grass. You've been digging me down from the back. You know, these things are rolling in our heads all the time, and that's just me. You feel what I'm saying? So I've had to give some people a little warning, be like, listen, I'm sorry if I come off like way too sexual. I'm sorry. Like, I'll try to hold it back. So you either get the ones that's like, no, it's not a problem, or you get the ones that be like, oh, okay, like it's cool. And usually the ones who say it's not a problem, sometimes it's true. Sometimes they'll be like, everybody, you know. So you know, and if you're talking to multiple people, you want each person to feel unique. You don't want to give the same story and the same rhetoric to each person, you know.
Right.
So I guess the good question is, when you're talking to a person, dating, married, whatever the case may be, now I think we can hang out well. Exactly. Okay. Is being too sexual to doing too much. And then we're also going to branch off into like unsolicited, you know, shit, whatever. But can you be too sexual, like to the point that it kind of gets too much? And y'all let me know in the comments if y'all ever had like anything, a story happen to you where it's like person talks about sex way too much and it turned you off, or maybe you're like the same disgusting person that I am, you know. Yeah.
So again, so when we had this topic, when we had this conversation off air, I was saying that I think it depends on the person. Because sex is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Like I love talking about sex, it's all good. And I will, you know, I don't have a problem like with a well-placed innuendo, you know what I'm saying, during conversation. I think the only time it can get excessive for me is if it's like I'm not in the mood or I'm stressed or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, like every single word out your mouth does not have to do with us having sex at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only time where I am, you know, not for it. Like I'll just any other time I'll probably like laugh it off or, you know, I'll get the same energy or something like that. But if I'm not there mentally, then that's the only time I really have a problem. Have I ever had an issue with somebody else's like advances or anything like that? Why does it sound like our last aftercare? Oh Lord,
y'all! The last time, I don't know if this was last week or the week before.
Yeah, it was last week.
It was last week. They was in there till like 2 a.m. Nah, this man ain't come to bed till after 2, and I'm like, what the fuck was y'all talking about this whole time?
And I kept going to Discord. I was doing stuff in my little Hamu chat, and I was like, this must be a glitch. There's no way that they're still in there.
And she popped it and then popped back out.
Nah, I gotta go. I gotta go. I ran for the hills. I was like, no, y'all talking too much.
But yeah, Hubducer no. Like Hubducer no is if I'm not, the only time I'm not in the mood is if I'm irritated or something like that or stressed out. That's the only time it's not welcomed.
I am a nasty freak. Talk dirty to me all the damn time. I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
It could be the wrong place. It gonna be the right one today.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
you heard
Okay.
him. I heard him. You heard him too. That's crazy. They heard you in the back.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
They heard you in the back.
Okay, sir.
It's
So what
just
you
that
think?
simple for
You
me.
up for Janet Jackson anytime, any place. Don't matter.
One of my favorite songs.
Any place. I don't care who's around. Miss Jackson.
Don't forget about Would You Mind too. That's another one.
Oh,
of them.
yes.
Yeah, would you mind? That's the one. Are you good? You having a whole moment.
Yep, she having her moment. It's all right.
I love listen, I should not have been, not that I shouldn't have been this, because you know Janet has been for everyone since she was a kid. But I'm just saying that
Yep.
Janet, what?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
that's a whole aftercare conversation.
Okay, well we'll leave it there. Because I am not an accomplice to nothing.
I'm just like, we're not gonna slide past that like you didn't
Okay,
say
we slided past that. Accomplice to nothing. Okay, I didn't even read it. No leer, no hablo English.
that. I need to leave.
But no leer in English. Okay, all right. So, but anyway, but what am I doing? Oh yeah, but Janet Jackson been, you know, she's made music for like everyone. We are part of a rhythm nation, and the next thing you know, she's over here titties out. I don't want to stop just because, like, it's craziness. Like, but like her 20-year-old album and Demita Joe, disgusting. But I bought both of them.
Like, you nasty.
Okay,
Give
and
me more.
yeah, and if like, and mind you, I was not at the age that I should have been buying both of them, because I think
Hell no.
one came out when I was 13. The next one came out when I was 14. It was at 12 or 13 or 13 and 14. Regardless of the fact that I shouldn't have been buying them. But mother's like, oh, it's Janet Jackson. Come on. Like, you know,
Didn't know no better.
Yeah, like when you have an artist that's full, like, gives well-rounded music in general, you're not gonna pay attention to each and single, you know,
Because the fact of the matter is
album.
those songs don't always hit the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
like,
I'm sorry. If you was anything like me listening to like Love Talk and Slow Jams for those of y'all who live in Maryland. Yeah, no, like that was me. Like I was the
R&B after dark.
Yes, and I was a mixtape person. Like I used to hit record every single time something like that came on, and that was my shit. That was what I used to do.
Janet Jackson's Moist and Warmth. First of all,
not your ass crossing. Okay.
Because Moist is about giving head, and Warmth is about her pussy.
I'm about to say both. Nothing about.
I think Warmth is both. To be honest with you, but they're disgusting. Like they're worse than her, like, top Billboard nasty songs. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff you can't put on radio, whatever.
Listen, and I'm for it because right, that's just to take a piece of what you were saying. Women are often taught to hide that part of themselves.
Chad, I'm screaming.
Right, we're often taught to hide that part of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think that's why I am the way that I am, because I was literally raised like sex was not. It was just a non-factor in my house. So it's like I am the nastiest prude that I know. Like I have a whole prudish like behavior outside towards everybody.
You know what? You might be right about that. Not about you. I'm just saying that's like in a general sense.
I'm like, I am my behavior outward towards other people is prudish. But I be busting bitches down with my husband.
You know what, Genocide? I think this is the first time me and you might have agreed on something.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
This ain't the first time.
TLC Red Light Special or Pretty Ricky Red Light Special?
Neither one.
You know, really? Not for you? Red Light Special.
Neither one.
We can't do it like this. Where's the niggas with the pajamas at? Dancing on the floor on YouTube. Where's the niggas at?
Not the niggas in the pajamas. Oh,
listen, I used to love them YouTube videos. My little 14-year-old self was like, oh my God. You know, horny off of shit. Oh man. Anyways. You know what's a good question to ask real quick? Do you remember your first visual, but not knowing what your body was doing thing? Like your first
I need that explanation.
getting wet thing, but you didn't know what was happening. You just felt hot, like you just didn't know what was going on.
Y'all agreeing? That's why it's raining here. Yeah, because it's rare, if ever. You'll never see them agree on anything.
Ever.
It's been raining for 3 days. 30 days and 30 nights out here.
It has
40
been. It was
40
raining
days
today.
or
I went to
40
go
days.
grocery shopping. It needs to rain, honestly. The heat.
Um,
But you know what? This whole weekend they
I feel
said
like I'm
this.
not the right person to answer your question because I got
What?
trauma. So,
Oh, brother, I'm sorry.
Was-
Damn. Why that song in my head right now? Anyway, that you know when it goes screams, damn, this ain't what you want. Because I said, damn, this is that whole thing went in.
oh, you talking about what's that boy name? What's that boy name, child?
Janet went sweet old Penny from Good Times to everyone's crush for the century. Listen, forever. Forever.
Woman
Okay.
crush. There
Janet
you
just
go.
came off of tour. I bet if she did that little
Oh, she's still
tie
doing
'em
it.
up thing.
She's doing that in the lap dance. There you go.
Yeah, like if she was doing that, that would have. Okay, somebody was smoking at her last concert. She said, "Ooh, it's loud in here."
So, wait, real quick. Speaking of Janet, right? I had a whole conversation about her like a couple weeks ago because this I don't know. I can't call him anything but an incel. This dude that I used to talk to, he posted this thing about her divorce or whatever, and was talking about how she married the dude, the billionaire that she married or whatever. They had the
That
prenup.
conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
billionaire or whatever had the prenup, and then was talking about how she did everything in the prenup and then she divorced him. But I was like, okay. And then went on to say that marriage was designed for women. And I was like, okay, so let's back this up to the reasons why she actually divorced him. And the fact that he was trying to control what she wore, what she did at her shows. He wouldn't let her, do a certain type of thing when it came to raising their son. So it was like, it was a whole bunch of shit. And I literally was going back and forth with this person. And until he finally was like, well, that's why marriage is just not for me. That shit, I'm sorry. It brought something up when we was talking about Janet. It pissed me off.
Basically, I'm sorry, but you can't talk about an argument that you're not living in the same tax bracket as.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I can't talk
about. Why are you worried about these billionaires' problems?
I can't talk about jet fuel economy and private jets, bitch. I still got to buy a ticket on payment plan. Okay, so obviously I can't say nothing on anything that my tax bracket isn't in. Now, yeah, can I have an opinion about something that affects my daily life? Definitely. But you're talking about a marriage that needs a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
I am more than sure any relationship you get into, you will not need a prenup. I am more than sure. Now, can anyone have a prenup? Definitely. Anyone can get a prenup. Prenup is not just for because you have a lot of assets or you have a lot of money, stocks, or anything like that. A prenup is for safety for you and that person, that you guys can, if you contract it this way, that you can walk away with what you came in with.
Right.
And that's it. If you want a prenup and you want that to happen, do that. The problem with a lot of you ignorant people and assholes, which are sometimes on men, is that you think, oh, if I get married, I'm not going to get anything. Everything's going to come, blah, blah, blah. Everything's going to go to her. If you fucking think about it, you idiot, go do your research into how marriages go in your state, you dumbass, and you'll find out what you can, what you can't, how you walk away with it, and everything. If you research that, then you'll have more knowledge on it so you can feel more comfortable about it. And if you meet the right person who also agrees with that, then you'll be okay. Now, if you come in contact with a person who's just like, I'm not signing a prenup for what? We ain't rich, blah, blah, blah. Then you just go, well, I don't know what to tell you because I want to protect my stuff just as much as I want to protect your stuff just in case. Who's to say I'm just going to fuck up and leave? You can fuck around on me and leave. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So it's to protect both of us. Look up what you got in your state. If you don't feel like you're going to move, or wherever you move to, you want to find a wife there or a husband there, look into the stuff there. Look into it. Get an attorney as a friend. Do some research. If niggas in prison can look up some research and get themselves out of jail, I'm more than sure you can take some time to go on Google search or Bing and find out the rules and regulations of getting married in your state and find out what could and what couldn't happen in a divorce. I don't want to hear any more excuses of, well, the women always get the win at the end of the day. No, they get the win because you're an idiot. And they always get really, really good lawyers when you're just over here just getting whoever you can.
Let me tell you right quick.
Get you out.
What happened?
As a man, I have custody of my daughter because I went and got what I needed to. I got a lawyer that said, you know what, it's gonna be a fight, but we're gonna get this win. If you don't fight for what you want, you're not gonna get anything.
Facts.
You just giving up. So yeah, no, like just do the research. And I think it's more so because it's people my age. I wish it was 38-year-olds, 39-year-olds.
30. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Who gotten to a point in life who are like, you know what? I'm not finding nobody. And I don't want to now just get married at 39, 40, 41. No, if I've been single and I'll date, but I don't even want to go through the process of getting married. That's fine. I feel like if you get to a certain age when you've given up, or I don't want to say given up, or you just have no hope. Okay, cool. You just want to date, you want to fuck around, do what you want to do for the rest of your life. That's cool. But you're 27, 28, 29, 30, talking like this. It's automatically going to put a bad taste in any relationship you are in. Because you're already going into it with that type of thought process. How are you going into a relationship already? I don't want to get married. Bitch, I just said hello to you. I like, how did we get to this process where now we're saying I don't want to get married? Like, okay, if you know in your heart and mind that you never want to get married for whatever reason you have in your mind that makes sense to you, then okay, when you're dating a person or whatever may have you, you let them know, hey, just want to let you know, I don't want to get married. I know we're like, we haven't even gotten this far. I just want to let you know that that's a stronghold for me. Okay, cool. Don't say it a year later, but say, give it some time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But for you to have like this negative connotation of going into a relationship, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I don't know. Okay, cool. Let the person know that. But like every time you go and talk to somebody, you automatically are giving that energy. And it turns them off. And then they walk away from you. You're like, see, this is why I can't be with nobody. No, bitch, because you automatically coming in with a stink-ass attitude because you don't want this and you don't want that. Like, whatever happened to let love flow? Whatever. Just, let it be. Good gracious, my nation.
Cravings and afterbirth child. No, but that was a whole word. Thank you very much, C. Hayes. That was beautiful. Look at you being all informative and stuff.
I'm just saying, it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid when people go, oh, I don't know if I'll get married. And I'm like, okay, would you want your parents to make your agreements? Or who? Because if your parents are gone to the Lord, who's left to speak on your behalf?
And let me tell you what,
a lot of people don't know that you can set up a beneficiary right now. You can set up this right now. A lot of people don't know. They just go, oh, well, my mom, my dad. What if you don't have contact with your mom and dad? Who the fuck do you have as your beneficiary right now? Who do you have as your, what is it called? Your power, what is it? Attorney?
Power of attorney.
Power attorney. Who do you have as that?
Power of attorney. Who has any of that? A lot of people don't know because they're not being taught these things, but from the generations before them. So their mamas and grandmamas and daddies and uncles and all that other stuff, they're not learning these things. Yeah. So they just going out here looking at basically what they're seeing on TikTok, what they're seeing on Instagram, everything. And it's like the blind leading the blind, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to learn anything from somebody that's my own age. If we literally going through the same thing together, only thing I can do is just vent to you about what it is that I'm going through. I'm not going to have that person who is, you know what I'm saying, older than me, who's going to give me words of wisdom. I literally had to do this with my niece, which is the segue into our next topic of conversation. But I literally had to do the same thing with my niece-in-law because she and my nephew just got married. And
oh shit, we got the Hans in here.
Hi, Hans. How are you? This stuff needs to be taught in school. Facts. But yeah, so they're newlyweds. They just got married last year, and they're already going through, like, they were talking about getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully nobody is watching this because I'm just like giving all of the tea right now. But she came to me with some concerns that she had, and I basically was just talking to her about what it means to be married, and how they're supposed to face things together, and how they're supposed to be one unit, and how they're supposed to tackle on these big things as a team instead of trying to do it separately, and not having one person going against the other person type of thing. And this older lady, who's my employee, she's on my team, but she's older than me. She's like a couple of decades ahead, and she was just like, when she got married, she didn't have anybody to talk to her the way that I was talking to my niece. And she was just like, basically, when she got married, they just let her go off on her own, didn't tell her what it meant to be a wife, didn't tell her what it meant to be married, and didn't give any type of jewels, like pearls of wisdom or whatever, to go into this relationship, because so she basically going into it blind. And I just feel like we lost that along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, somewhere along the way, the grandmamas and mamas and aunties have stopped talking to the generation that comes after them. Because I know for my kids, I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can when it comes to this thing called life, because when I'm not here and there is potentially nobody else to lead you, then you can say, oh, my parents taught me this, my mom taught me this, I know I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going into something blind and then not having that education, not having that wisdom passed down to you, and then the only people that you can rely on is your peers, and they don't know what the fuck they doing either.
Yes, you can learn from different people with different. Obviously, you can learn from Corey, people who are around the same age as you, because obviously we're going through life together,
right?
So, what other people have been through, I haven't been through. What I've been through, other people haven't been through. But when we're talking about Hunter,
oh shit, we got the Hunter. Wow,
woo, man,
this
you had
shit
a
right here.
scan for
We
a
getting
second.
everybody.
Woo, man.
I'm just saying, this
Oh,
aftercare is going to be fire.
Yes,
Let's
you
go.
were missed, okay? Because we actually mentioned it. Like, where the hell is Hunter?
Now I know I was missed. Yes, you were.
Yes,
oh my
you were.
gosh,
You were missed.
Well, now I can finally take you off my prayer list. All right, because
take him off the stick and shut in.
A little worried.
Take him off the stick and
shut in. Okay, but there's a difference between coming from an older generation, and the older generation doesn't have to mean. I mean, obviously it's a generation thing, but it doesn't have to mean someone who's so far gone from you and your age difference that there's a difference between when they were 31 versus when I'm 31. You know what I'm saying? I could look to Royal for guidance for saying, we're only 7 years apart from each other. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's gone through a guidance of things, and like, she's been married. She's been married. She's married, whatever like that. So if I wanted to look for something, I could look at it as that. Like, my sister's 47. 48 just turned. So I can look at her like, yeah, like I'm like, that's 17 years apart. But anyway, she's 48. You know what I'm saying? I can look to her for guys. And like, we're not the same generation. Obviously, she's a generation older than me, but it's still the mere fact that we have like that sibling bond, one. And then, but two, she's also experienced a life more outside of me than I have. You know what I'm saying? So you can look for people around your same age group, but I feel like, just like Roy was saying, sometimes it's the blind leading the blind. Look at the podcast that we're watching, that we are listening to, the red pills, the blue pills, all this other stuff, and we're battling and crushing each other all the time. And these discussions, women don't do this, women don't do this, women don't do that, men don't do this. Let's get a uncle or auntie on these motherfuckers. Okay, can I have an auntie?
They've been married for 45 years.
Yeah, can I have an auntie and uncle podcast? Can I have a grandma and grandpa podcast? Can I have a podcast from people who have actually went through for real life with each other, who have actually went through the ups and downs, who have actually had some growing pains? Can I talk to people who have actually had to be courted, dated, who knew the wins about, like, who have actually had to go through some financial struggle? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the people who was hustling. I want the people who had to stay at the same job for 30 years straight to get a good
You know how
pension.
you know
Okay.
how committed you have to be at the same job
The
for
same
30
job.
years.
I want to know what it was like. I want to know how you kept your mind sane doing the same thing 30 years straight. I want to, like, you know what I'm saying? I want experience. I want that knowledge passed down to me. I want to know the ifs and the buts and the ands and the cans and the whatever may have you. And it's not just marriage. It's not just marriage. You know, there's other life things that's going on, whatever. Like, I have an HR consultant with my job right now who is a late boomer. She's on the like the end years of being a boomer. Like, you know what I'm saying, barely squeaking by. And we were just having our Zoom meeting talking and saying, like, you know, I look at how many now, if you know, some boomers are like, well, you need to work, you need to do this, you need to keep a job because they had to, you know. And her being a Black woman, mind you, I told her, I was like, listen, my life is a lot more worth than 14 days out of a 365-day cycle, at the 365-year cycle. My life is a lot more than 14 days. And I deserve to explore and experience while also still being paid the amount I'm supposed to. And she said, you know what? You're absolutely right. I encourage people to go out there, try, do this. She goes, and what the great thing about your generation is, they're not scared to get up, go, and find better. Where my generation was taught to be scared. Stay where you are, be complacent. Why would you leave what you're settled in? And I think that's what you need to have, is that older generation also to push you. Like, be different from me, be better than me, please. And I think that's what we all, every time, you know, more our birth, that's what we want. We want you to be more free and to a bit. Her kids don't know how to stop talking to her. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, her kids.
It's not just that. It's just that they loud as hell. That's what it is. And so, yeah, I snapped for a second. I snapped for a second. Thank you, Bright Eyes. She was looking out. She was like, "You good?"
So much.
I'm just saying. Since we had a little break, we had that 20 mark.
20
people watching right now.
Oh,
shut up!
No way.
Okay,
I must have been speaking a word of encouragement to these folks.
Oh, John, I think that she didn't understand it. Yeah, because see, you know what? With parents, they are so used to staying in a job for a specific for a long amount of time.
I've been working this job since I was 18.
Like, no shit. Because my father has literally been in the same, not the same position, but in the same company for, I want to say, almost the entirety of my life, and I'm 37. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the place that he's going to retire from, and he's going to retire with 30 plus years under his belt from this one job. And what I think they don't understand is that once we get to a certain level, we're not with the complacency. Like, I'm even at the point now where I'm thinking about switching careers myself because I'm chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 37 years old and I'm looking at potentially 6 figures. So I'm like, okay, bye. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like parents sometimes don't understand that because they were, you know, taught you saying you get into a job, you work really hard, and you climb up the ladder that way. And sometimes it ain't about that.
No, and that is the truth. Good. Like, my mom, she is a boomer. She's a 54. You know what I'm saying? And
my mom is a boomer.
And so she understood. Like, my sister literally started working with mom. I think my sister's first job was working like in the same office lot as my mom, or like office building or something like that. And once my sister felt like she was disrespected, whoop to the next job, whoop to the next job. I know my sister is okay. So I need not to worry about her. And that's because, and like my mother said, my sister had no problem being like, oh, you said this in a meeting? Okay. Indeed, LinkedIn, like job search, like literally, and would be out. I mean, my sister had started a job as like a director or something. 2 months later, my sister said, y'all ain't fucking about to play with me. Okay, I'm going. You know,
she has to understand your wealth as an employee. Like,
yeah, like
and
if you have that resume, you have that name to you, and no matter how many places you went, you got a different name, and that's why that's why I love having older Black people, especially working with you, trying to give you that advice. Your title means something. Like, don't ever let a person tell you your title is just a title. Your job description is just a job description. Don't work no job you ain't sign no job description, because that's how they get you. You start your job, they skip you on signing your job. This is some HR work. They skip you on doing your job description, signing your job description. Next thing you know, you're starting to do stuff that another person is supposed to do, but they're giving it to you. You're like, oh, well, this falls underneath my title. It's not in your job description. You're getting,
but where they get you is the all other duties as assigned.
What you've actually been expeditiously putting out. Read your job description over and make sure you have signed it, because if they having you do other work outside of it, they ain't supposed to, because it's not in your job description.
Here's the thing. This is where they get you. They will literally detail, and if this is anything, this is if your job is anything like mine. So this is where they get you. They detail everything that it is that you're supposed to be doing. And then there's just a little box that says 10% of your job is all other duties as assigned. And when you get that, that means that they can ask you literally anything. They can ask you to do whatever. It doesn't even matter if it's inside your purview or not. This 10% of your job is all other duties as assigned. So they get you there.
So just ensure. But you know, Corey knows all about that. Well, Corey knows. Corey do the other side of HR. I don't touch that side. Corey do it. Corey got some story. I don't touch that side. I don't touch that side.
Listen, we're gonna handle your onboarding, and that's where it stops. You understand?
I do. Like, well, now I am part of labor relations.
Okay, labor relations.
But that means disciplinary actions. That's where
where Corey was doing.
But I don't do the you know what I'm saying? So but getting back to it, we need to start having like bridal showers. You know, bridal showers were usually where you had your friends, your sisters, your cousins, but then you had your aunts, your grandmother, your moms, you know, coming to your bridal shower. And yes, they were sharing cheeky clothing items for the wedding night. Here's some lingerie, nice little robe, little this, little that. But it also was a time where they sat in a circle and told you things. This is what you may experience. This is how you handle yourself in your marriage. This is for the ups. This is for the downs. This is how you do these things. And we're losing that by only looking at each other. Stuff has to ascend and descend. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be able, as much as like, you know, we ascend and grab them to keep them grounded, but they also descend with their words and their teachings to make sure that we stay uplifted. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we're doing what we need to do in our work to keeping the older folks or the generations above us, or people who are even just 7 years, 8 years older than us. Because you're thinking, oh, they do the same thing as me. But granted, only 7, 8 years is the difference. They've lived a little thing. When I was 21, it was different when Royal and Habdusa was 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different world. You feel what I'm saying? So,
but see, when I was 21, I was a whole mother. So,
like, it's a whole different scope. It's a whole different world. So, yeah. Like my mother had just asked me the other day. I was looking through my father's wallet, and when he had passed or whatever, he had like 3,000 in his savings. And I was like, okay, Daddy, you had 3,000 in savings with 4 kids and with a wife. Okay, like you have more than me.
Wait a minute, why don't you have that?
Yeah, she was like, why don't you have more than that? She's like, you don't pay this, you don't pay. I was like, yeah, my car is my own, but I still pay like $500 a month for college loans and like other things. Life don't stop once a car gets paid.
Them student loans,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I have the benefit of being able to live home, you know what I'm saying, and help out where it's needed and whatever like that. But it's still the mere fact of just because you're like, I'm making the most I've ever made, but because of the way I get paid, it's a struggle. I don't know who developed 1 week pay. I don't want that. I don't want week. Put me back on my bye week, please. I can't stand this.
I don't know, because I be them bi-weekly checks be hurting. Because let me tell you what.
No.
Before my direct deposit hits on Tuesday at 6 a.m., At $5.59, I am still struggling. You understand me?
No,
I'm down
trust
to
me.
like
I
2 pieces
I
of bread.
understand that. I understand that
With
more than
sandwich.
anyone. What I'm
A
saying
wish
is,
sandwich.
you mentally think you're always prepared. That's
Right.
the problem. So if you get paid every Friday without dismissal, right? You go, oh, I
You
got
start
paid. Let me
you
pay
start
this. Let me
planning out
pay
your
this.
check.
Yes, you go. Let me
Mhm.
pay this. Let me pay this. Let me pay this. Let me make sure I'm up to date on stuff so my credit can be good. So this can be good. So this can be on time. Blah blah blah. Right. By the time it hits Tuesday, you're like, okay, groceries, bills, gas.
Shit, that's me.
By Tuesday, you've only spent money on what needed to be spent on. This isn't no like lavish spending. This is what you needed to spend money on.
Mhm.
And by Tuesday, you're like, oh no. You're like, oh no, because you know Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you get paid. You know what I'm saying? So you just make that little bit stretch to the but so if you get 2 weeks, and this is my opinion, okay? This is just my
Okay.
opinion because of what
Okay.
I have to pay. You
Mhm.
get 2 weeks, you know this goes to this bill, this goes to this bill, blah blah blah. By Tuesday, you did what you need to do responsibly.
Mhm.
Now here comes the adult part.
Mhm.
How much go to savings
I'm
and
about to
how
be
much
like
am I
you.
really going to pay for how much am I really spending for the next 2 weeks?
Mhm. Let me tell you this,
No,
okay?
I'm
So
really good on okay. Let me stop.
I'm about to
I
be
am
like
very
Nina.
good on budgeting. Do I have my little spending habits from time to time? Very much so. I'm a
Because
person
my senior card
scared.
is $400 right now, so I gotta
Yeah,
go
I'm
through
a
and
person
start.
of scared of falling behind. I don't like that. I never want to be a person falling behind. I've had that moment before and financial deficit can cripple you mentally. I
It
would
can.
rather not be
Yes,
in
it
that
can.
place again. So when I can pay something, I don't care if it's $25 on this credit card, $25 on this, $50 on this loan, 24
Is
on that,
getting
but
paid.
I'm going to make sure something gets something so that way I'm not like behind thinking like, oh, I only have to pay this, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. And I make sure, and trust me, my savings be saving. Okay. I just
But see, that's
unfortunately had to help someone else get saved. So I have to rebuild it. That's it. And that's the thing. But yeah. Go ahead. Oh yeah, Roy, what'd you say?
I don't even remember what I said,
Yeah,
child.
400. You said 400 something.
Oh no, I was saying my Shein card is at $400. I'm not going to buy $400 worth of stuff. Like, don't
Oh
get me
no,
wrong. Like, this is
she
one of
ain't.
them
Nah.
things. This is one of them things where like I'll put in my cart what I want to get, and then I'll go through and select the things that I can actually afford. What I started doing for myself, like because I make a decent amount of money, I try to do something for myself at least every pay period, even if it's not like if I can't spend $100 on myself every pay period, then what am I working for? You know what I'm saying? So I do my thing responsibly and pay my bills, but I'm going to pay myself first off the top. So whatever
Yeah.
it is that I need, I'm going to get it. If I need more work clothes, okay, I'm going to get some more work clothes. If I need to do my skincare stuff, if I need hair care stuff, if I need whatever, if I need it, I'm going to do that. And then my bills can take whatever else. My
Yeah.
groceries can take whatever else. Like that's just how I operate.
Yeah. And some
Um,
people look at getting that as like well, maybe you shouldn't like it is like you need to take care of you too. Like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like as much as you need to take care of your worldly things, you need to take care of yourself. So like you
Mhm.
can probably, oh, well, you get your nails done. Baby, this is a every 2 to 3 week. Maybe I'll push it to
This
4
is a
if they
3 week
still holding
thing.
on.
It's a three
If
week
they
thing,
still
child.
holding on, I'll push it to 4. But this is like
Listen,
once
I'm
every
on 3 weeks. Do you
3 to
see the new growth underneath here?
yeah,
Do you see that? Do
I'm
you
hitting
see
two
that,
and a half.
girl?
We don't this isn't like a every week thing. I don't know why people get that
Mm-mm.
concept in their mind, but this is this is what so this is like 45 $50 out my check every 2 to 3 weeks a month.
Mhm.
That's nothing. My toes only get done what every 8 weeks or so or something like that. So it's like it's not like
Yep.
these are things that like happen all the time. So when we're talking about like self-care stuff, if you get like facial stuff, you're not running out of that till like 3 months, 4 months from now. So we're talking
Mhm.
about things that happen
Yeah, little
that
broke best friends like
takes
me.
yeah, $100 to $200 happening within a 3 to 4 months time span of me spending it is nothing.
Right.
like
And that's the
like
thing.
we
That's
talk
that's the
about
thing
stuff
that people
that
don't
take like,
understand.
yeah.
Right, because those many people don't understand. Yeah, okay, I'm about to spend $150 on skincare, but guess how long that skincare is going to last me? This ain't $150 a month. It's like $150 every 3 months or
Yeah.
whatever. You know
And
what I'm
then I
saying?
remember to even use it
Not
every
with your
day.
broke best friends.
Even with my broke best friends, because I told them you use this much, a pea-sized amount. That's all you need. That's it. So 3 months.
And if that's me remembering if I did it every day.
Mm-hmm. Not remembering if I did it every day.
Because think about it, how fast do y'all run out of your toothpaste?
I don't know. Like
you don't realize it till it's gone, right? But that whole it's been like 2.5 months that you probably didn't buy a toothpaste.
I'm just brushing.
Times are you really? You know what I'm saying? If you
I'm just brushing. I'm not paying attention to how
if you get a nice
going.
big tube, right, and you just pea size, they don't tell you to put a whole bunch. You didn't put a pea size, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter if you do once or twice a day. How many times do you really have to buy a tube of toothpaste? No one ever thinks about that.
And I always get the 2-pack. I don't never just
always get the 2-pack.
I always get the 2-pack.
Just like
I'm not really buying toothpaste on a regular. And I've got 7 people in my house.
Like how many swipes you get out of deodorant? When do you know when you're buying that? No one ever knows. You just buy it when it runs out.
That is what I learned later in life. I was taught to save, never have to spend. Honestly, I wish I would have had the flip side of the conversation because I was taught how to spend. I wasn't taught how to save. Like my parents were always, when I was coming up, my parents were always paycheck to paycheck. Like there were times when me and Habduser were struggling financially, and sometimes it's still a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, because we have 5 kids. But there were times when it's like, I think what happened, our water heater had broke.
Ooh.
And it was $3,000 to get a new one. It wasn't covered under our warranty, so we had to pay out of pocket. And basically, I was fine with that because I was like, well, shit, my gas has been cut off as a kid before. And we was in that joint boiling big ass pots of water. And you know what I'm saying? Like taking like bird baths or whole baths or whatever out of that. Like that was my reality as a kid. It was like, hey, well, our gas is cut off right now, but here's some hot water. I can still, take a bath. I can still wash up. I can still do the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. And so it didn't bother me. Like if the cable got cut off, okay, I'm not tripping off the cable getting cut off because I didn't have cable as a kid for real. I mean, we had it, but then sometimes it got cut off. Or, my father might have done some shady shit and got the little black market boxes or whatever. So sometimes that could happen.
Yeah, gotta have them.
Right. So like stuff like that used to happen. And this was before Wi-Fi. So I was like, shit, we got DVDs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. It's fine. We can watch TV. Like that type of stuff never bothered me. I was always comfortable, you know what I'm saying, being in that situation because that was what I was taught coming up. Like my parents did a lot of shit for me. Like I'm not trying to say I had like some struggle because I was a suburban kid, but sometimes we had struggles. So the struggles never bothered me, but I was never taught how to save money. Like I was never taught to really put something away. I was never taught about my credit. This is all stuff that I learned later in life because as an 18-year-old, I fucked my credit up. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about 18 years old. This is back in the day when they used to send the credit cards in the mail. So all you had to do was activate them bitches. Like I had a whole credit card, running the credit card limit up and barely making the payments. And I lost my job. So I wasn't paying anything on it at all. Like it was crazy. Like, and it's funny just to bring us, I guess, back on topic is that guidance from those older generations. That is what we're needing. You know what I'm saying? Like some things just end up missing.
You know what's crazy? Because you say that, but like I said, her 18 and my 18 are 2 different 18s.
Yep.
When I was 18, my mother took me to TJ Maxx and said, we're going to open up a credit card in your name so you can start building credit. You need to start. And that's why I'm so gung-ho about paying credit cards on time, this on time, that on time, because I want my credit to be as good as it can be. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what this nation runs off of. If your credit is good or not, I want to get a new car in the next 2-3 years or so. I'm gonna hold on to Patrick as long as I fucking can because my nigga just got paid off last year. I'm just trying to hold on to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's one of those things where like, she's like, you're going to start building your credit. All you got to do is buy 2 outfits here or there and just pay it off. That's it. I've been working since I was 17 years old. I've been trying to work since 16, but the niggas at Dunkin' Donuts wouldn't hire me. So anyway, I've been working since I was 17. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even when I was in college and my mother was like, you don't need to work. You need to work on you need to worry about your studies. I still went to work because unlike I know a lot of us have, but my mother became a widower. You know,
Mhm.
she became a widow and it was unexpected. Now, mind you, this had happened when I was 7, but it was one of those things where it was an unexpected life change. So you have
Right.
to realize for a good portion at this point, maybe how old was my brother at the time? 17. So for 17 years, you've had a person be your person.
Mhm.
You've had a person to depend on, and that's gone, ripped, done. You don't know what to do. So you have to
Right.
learn life again without this person. You have to go
Right.
back to work. You got to learn how to put food on the table by yourself. Now it's not he stays at home with the kids in the morning and you go to work and then he goes. Now it's you having to get us up ready in the morning. It's you having to take us to the doctor's office. It's a lot on a person. So I learned very young, I'm going to have to be on my own at some point. I need to learn how to do so. And mind you, I live a very comfortable suburban life. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna say I came from the ghettos or nothing like that. Like I live a very comfortable suburban life, but I know what it is to, and I know what it's
True.
like to have and what to not have. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
know what sacrifices
Exactly.
have had to been made. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what it's like. That's why when people see my house and stuff like that, oh, you got money. I'm like, we
Oh
got
my God. And I'd be
we
like,
got
what the who?
we got rich spirit. We got rich spirit in
That's
Jesus.
it. Oh, my
We
Yeah,
Kendrick
we ain't
Lamar.
rich.
Rich, rich spirit.
we rich in
We
spirit.
we got a
That's
house
what I
that
used to
fits our
say.
kids, our family. That's
Yeah.
what that
So
Rich.
is.
it's just one of those things where my mother knows how to keep house. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep a house.
Mhm.
Yeah, your house is gonna look ratty tatty. My mother knows how to keep house. You gotta make sure that you keep things on the up and up. And I've watched my mother have this house by herself, be able to do what she needs to do. But also, just like you said, water heater, her water heater. When she told me how much it cost, I said, where that money coming from? And she said, savings. You got to have your savings and rainy days. You can't have both. It's either savings or rainy days. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You have to have two different accounts for that. Your check-ins, your savings, and your rainy days.
that's it.
You got to be able to have those different. And so I've been taught to save, but also budget. Like I go to the grocery store, I'm looking for the 2 for 5s, the 3 for 10s. I'm looking for what I can get the best and the most useful out. So when I go grocery shopping, I spend the least amount I possibly can because I know I can find it somewhere else. You know, it's just so it's different
I
things like
got all
that.
the
Like,
club cards, child. I
yeah,
need the
yeah, you know
discount
what
on
I'm saying?
everything.
You learn these things just by seeing. This is what we said, learning from older people.
Mhm.
You see what you have to go through in order to survive. Maybe you can't purchase stuff from here, but maybe you can go to another store and get it. Maybe it might be
Mhm.
cheaper and better. So, like, when it comes to that, like, I've been learning how to make sure my credit is always like I check my credit all the damn time. Thank goodness for freecreditcard.com and for Capital One because they do
I was
not
about
hit
to say
your
Capital
credit.
One.
They
Capital
do
One
not
keep
hit
telling
your
me my
credit
school
when you
all the
go check
time.
it. I check my credit all the time. I love getting little Candace's good job. Your credit's going up.
Guess what?
Yippee!
Your credit score
Okay.
has increased by 10 points. Yes,
Yes,
Jesus.
thankfully. You know,
Yes.
I love seeing that my loans are going down. A loan that was like $2,000 when I was in college paying off the interest for is now just only hit $700.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, could I pay it off faster? Yes. But also, why would I want to do that right now? Like, I don't have the space and capacity. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I think
Mhm.
last 2 years ago, before, right before, like literally right before 2020 hit, my friend who's a CPA, he had told me, he's like, oh, if you make $1,200 payments a month on your loans, you'll be done by the end of next year. Like you won't have to pay no more. And I said, where the am I going to get $1,200 a month? He said, well, you're trying to live on your own. I said, $1,200 a month to have a roof over my head versus $1,200 a month to pay back the man for making me go to school just to get money to pay them back at two whole different $1,200.
Mhm.
Oh, that is two whole different. You know how there's a difference when you're like, I don't want to pay $40 for gas, but I'm gonna pay me a good $40 for some oxtails. You know, like it's like there's a difference. There's a difference in your $40 worth. So anyway, back to it. Learning from the older generations is always helpful. That's just
Mhm.
kind of what it is. The in and outs of it is that. And yeah, I hope you guys. I went up 50 points 2 months ago, and Credit Karma ain't say shit. Oh no! You got your notifications on, Lou? Do you have your notifications on? Because Credit Karma be telling me about 2 points. Okay, not Credit Karma. I'm sorry, Capital One. Credit Karma do be taking a long time because I'll get a notification from Capital One, and then I'll get something from Credit Karma like 2 weeks later talking about you went up. Capital told me already, bitch. You slow.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this now? Capital One will let you know. They are very proud to tell you, and then they also tell you like plans or ways to get your debt out or and all that other stuff. This turned from a very kinky to very adult financial
Right?
It really did. I'm still not. I'm not mad though.
But here's the thing: in order to be kinky, you have to be financially stable.
Facts.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. We talk about being kinky and being nasty and all this other stuff. Do you think this shit is cheap, my G?
It is
The
not.
toys
This shit
we just
ain't
showed
free.
you, the toys we just showed you are $60 and up. Not even closer to 80, like and up. Like the toys ain't cheap. We ain't. That's why it'd be nice if we were sponsored and then we could like try out stuff and show you guys. No, but no, Hunter. But I'm
The
just saying, like,
podcast did not
to like
change.
It did not
to
change.
buy toys. Toys are literally the bare minimum of a kinky relationship or just like being kinky. You know, the bare minimum. Then you have like the things that are on the cheaper scales that are like handcuffs, paddles, strap-ons, or not the actual strap-on, but the strap hurdle or like stuff like that, or things on that scale, beads. Those are
we're not even talking about furniture or
I was
anything
about to
like
say,
that.
wait.
And then you gotta get to the bed.
That's a good topic, though. I feel like that's a good topic. Is it possible to be kinky on a budget?
Oh yeah, we could do that. Kinky on a budget. Yeah.
I think we should do
that. It's good money management. Yeah, you have to have a good budget because you can't. Every toy I see, I would be broke if I got every single toy. Like them things, like some places are really good websites that have like deals all the time. Like they'll be like,
buy toys on holiday sales.
like, yeah, like this was like $160. Now it's going for $80. And like you're like, oh well, let me jump on it. Let me jump on it now. Like
60% off. Yes, right now.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
You have to get the stuff that's on discount because if you are, and also get the stuff that's on discount from a credible sex companies. I don't trust every sex company, and some of y'all be buying these lithium battery powered things and these power charge USB things, and you coochie hot, and you wondering why your hip ain't working, and things are starting to happen to you, and because you got some janky banky wanky toy from some uncredited sex place or whatever.
I think we made it through high school and college.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like you can, I mean, there's things. You make furniture.
You make your furniture.
And I was gonna say, Bright Eye's been talking a whole lot. We may need to put her on the show. Just put her on the spot.
I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So sometimes, like even living in this life, it is expensive. And especially if you're like really, really in it, not like it's just a play.
You start going to events and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, it's expensive. You start going to exposés and
buying toys from Wish.
Oh, it's crazy.
Temu, child. No,
not
indeed.
Temu.
No, indeed.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. No. Like it can be expensive.
I would not put anything from Wish or Temu near my vagina ever in life. Never.
Yeah. It sucks, but you need to learn how to. I don't know why my chair has started doing some WE-40 shit right here. Like was it WD-40? WD-40. I need to get some because it's starting to like have a little creak in it. I don't like it.
It's not dangerous to have you on the show. Don't be like that.
It's not dangerous. Weekly stays me. Listen, I don't mind getting paid weekly. I do love the fact that I get paid weekly. I'm not going to take that away from it. I'm just saying that because I don't know why. I think when you've been in a hard spot, and I think Habdus and Royal can understand what I'm saying. When you've been in a financial hard spot, like even though I've lived with my mom my whole entire life, I don't take anything from my mother. I don't take anything. Right. I have taken from friends at the last resort. And I mean, this is after I've made sure I did the 3 days before the bill was due to call them to tell them not to pull it from my bank account type shit. You know what I'm saying? And when you've had that, something internally happens to you that you're like, I can never be like this again. I can't be like that again. So you make sure you on top of your shit as much as possible without fail. Like, I don't care how much you got to move money here, move it in there. You make sure you on top of your shit. You make sure.
So side note, I hope you took pictures of the helmet before you sent it out. Sorry about that.
What the helmet? Oh my goodness.
Well,
and then also I messed up with my weekly pay, y'all. I told them to have $300 go into my savings automatically. Because I get paid weekly, it's half a check. So you got to think about me taking $300 out of a half of a check is already going to leave me with little, like with my little mouth.
It's not half a check. It's a whole check.
It's a half a check. Because if you get paid think about it. If you get paid every 2 weeks, right? That's your whatever. Weekly is really half a check. It's not like a whole entire what you really should be getting paid.
What unclaimed spot?
Again, that's a conversation for the aftercare.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for everyone who's been in and out watching. I tried to drop the link in the YouTube comments like 40 different times and it won't let me. I don't know if it thinks I'm trying to send porn, but that's literally the point. Yeah. But once again, you guys can always follow me on Instagram at Candy Taste Sweet. That's CandyTasteSweet. You can also follow me on TikTok at Chase. No, Lord, I keep thinking my old one. So it got banned, y'all. Main account got banned. So if you've been wondering where I've been on TikTok, my main account got banned. My new one is C.Hayes, INC. C.HAYES, INC. You can catch me on Sundays at 1 p.m. on the Spark FM online on the tap-in, Bosses and One for Urban and Caribbean music. I'm there with DJ Slick Vic, and then always here 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 Central Standard Time. What you call it?
She's not gonna let it go. She's not gonna let it go.
In the back,
you know who you are.
Catch me on Thursdays with my main man Duke, for the Vault with Chase and.
Oh, he didn't got upgraded. He's the main man now. You know,
right? Because at first it was Duke.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can catch us there at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That means if you live in Louisiana, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas, Illinois, any of those states, Central Standard Time, half of Kentucky,
just let it go, baby.
If you're an hour behind, this is what you need to look out for.
Okay, so yeah, but yeah, you can follow me there and watch me there. But the Vault with Chase with Chase and Duke, it's pretty good. Thank you guys who have been supporting and coming through. It's been awesome. We just had our first guest, Shay. Whoop whoop. So it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun. So hopefully we can join forces.
I promise to be a better friend and co-host.
Oh no, you're good. Well, hopefully, since I'm part of here, maybe y'all can be on ours.
Whenever, look, just say the word. We'll be there.
Yeah.
No, we got you.
Yeah.
And you guys can catch me on Instagram and on TikTok as Royal_KP. You can also catch me and the lovely Hubducer on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific on what the hell is the name of the show? Where you can catch entertainment and television news, and we also review movies and things like that. So guys, come check us out.
You know, with the strike going on, we're gonna have to start watching some old movies. Or you know what? Even better, we're gonna start watching some Tubi movies.
Tubi, I was gonna say that. Tubi. I love a good Tubi movie when they go like this.
No.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I draw the line.
The drama
Oh,
is
man.
crazy.
I can't.
It's
I
real
can't.
out there.
I cannot. Loser, you want to tell them where they
But
from?
it's your boy Hub Deucer, aka Dragon Chills. As the wife already said, you can catch us on Snack and Flick. If I can get my shit up and running like it should be, I would be streaming. I've had some things I want to stream, but unfortunately,
Listen, MK1, Mortal Kombat 1 just came out. Okay.
I've been
Just dropped.
trying it.
That
Guys, you know what we should play?
What
What
you
is
play?
that? What's that new game that just came out? Chuck was playing it. The animals. Some animals.
Party animals.
Party animals. I want to play that so bad. It seems like it's a lot of fun.
You
No,
want to have a
y'all gonna
special
hit me for it if
episode?
I don't know what it
I
is.
got you.
Yeah. If
We can do a
anybody got
special
if
episode.
anybody got a PlayStation, my PSN is Candy Taste Sweet also.
I'm an Xbox girly, so
Yeah, we
That was my
Xbox
first
never
game
really did.
system. My first game system was an Xbox. I still have it. It still plays. I play SS Tricky on that
your
one.
first game
From time
system
to
was an
time.
Xbox. My first game system was a Nintendo.
See the difference?
Yep. A Nintendo.
Well, also, my mama didn't. My mama was trying to, you know what I'm saying? I was like
I
a
feel you.
tomboy back in the day. And I wanted the game system. My mother was like, what the fuck? You know? So, like, my brother had a PlayStation. I want a PlayStation. She was like, yeah, getting this dollhouse. Like,
Not you getting this dollhouse.
but I ended up getting, so my first game thing was the Game Boy, the purple see-through one. That was my first, like, by myself game thing. My second one was, I think that was when the Xbox came out, but then I also had the PSP. So I've always had something. I think the only thing I really haven't had is like the Switch. But other than that, like my brother always had it, but my brother would hate that I would touch his. So I never could really play any games.
My parents bought me a PlayStation 3 and my brother literally destroyed it. Like, destroyed it. I was so upset.
Yeah.
Because it was my personal PlayStation 3.
Yeah, my brother gave me a PS4. And then, no, he got the PS4. He gave me his PS3. So that was like a nice birthday gift that I got. And then, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We're just a bunch of sexy blurs, and we will see you later.
Bye, y'all.